Next video, it's been, I think, about a week at least. Anyways, so to catch up on everything, early on last week, I think something like that, I ended up getting drugged. I was kind of out of it for like 4 days. Traced it back, figured out what exactly happened. The people that did it kind of sent me a warning. It was kind of like one of those things where they didn't really try to kill me, but they tried to do a wake-up call, saying if you don't, complete your... They have me doing a certain task that I have to finish, and I didn't finish it in time, and causing them a lot of problems. But these are not the kind of people you want to fuck with, so this has to be... I just have to take care of it. Anyway, so... and then that, being out of it for 4 days, caused a lot of other problems too, which I'm just going to have to deal with. I mean, it is what it is. But anyways, to get back to the original purpose of this video, I guess I was talking about the twin flame thing in the last video. If I haven't, I'll get into it a little bit here. All right, so originally, I didn't know about the twin flame thing way back when I got together with my ex. I wasn't even sure, when I started hearing about it and some of the things matched up, if that was actually the case, that she was a twin flame or not. And then with this new chick that I don't know what you want to call it, but this other woman, some of the things kind of matched up too, but some of them didn't on the same side of it. So I'm kind of veering towards neither of them are. It's, if one of, there was one aspect of it that seems kind of crazy. On the first one, well, maybe not crazy is the right word, but a lot of them, in a lot of cases, when they first meet, they have what they call a dark night of the soul, and one of them runs. And the other one becomes the chaser. And that usually lasts until there's like a spiritual, awakening on one of them's part or both of them. And then they end up getting together, hopefully. So the thing with me and my ex and I, though, was, I mean, they have the age differences there, a lot of the other types of things, we can read each other's minds almost. But I mean, that can be a soulmate thing too. That doesn't necessarily mean that it's like a twin flame part of it. Because my ex and I, when we met, there was no like running. We ended up, I think, like 6 months later or something like that, we got married. So there was never like the running phase of it. Then with this other one, the one I'm, dealing with now, it's the running phase is there, but that's all there is at this point. And some of the other, I'm beginning to question whether, I know there's a connection there, but it's a different dynamic in some ways too. 'Cause usually, from what I've watched on some of these videos that I've found on YouTube, when it comes to the twin flame thing, they usually have a fling right away. And then one of them, takes off. In this case, we were friends for like maybe a year and a half until I actually started to, and it was the circumstances under which we both were under that, made, she was in a relationship with somebody else, she was drinking all the time, and, it's just all bad. And, there's no way I'm going to get, I'm going to get involved with someone in that condition. That's kind of like a repeat of my ex. And here, what it comes back to is kind of interesting. At setting up the funeral, I found a bunch of old photos of, my ex and I way back when we were kind of in the middle of our, 25-year, whatever it was. And I was beginning to see some similarities on this thing, between what I'm going through now and what I went through in the past. It is partially a repeat of what I went through before when I was with my ex. If you look at the photograph, I found pictures of when they were the same age. The one now younger, and I found pictures of years ago when my ex was the same age. And they actually do look a little bit alike. I mean, not exactly, but I mean, there are some similarities. Then you go into the personality type and stuff. And there is that there too. There's the addiction part of it. And if you really put it all together, it's almost like a repeat of the same thing. So I'm beginning to think I'm trying to manifest my ex in a different package, basically. The same kind of experience. And there is definitely some truth to that part of it. Now, what we do have, this connection, like at the soul level, and I've said this in other videos, we can come across several different soulmates in our lifetime. People that we've been involved with in other lifetimes. And primarily it would be on a romantic level, and, a significant romantic level, not just, maybe a one-night stand or a short relationship. We're usually talking about something pretty intense. And we usually incarnate, in several. We always make a decision to incarnate. I don't know where. I don't have an exact idea of what it's like, to where we go. Some people say it's like the soul factory, where you just like a soul trap, like when you die, you go into this light, and you think you're going to heaven, but you're really going into the soul trap, this place where you just stay, in this whatever it is, and then you just reincarnate later, and you get trapped in an endless cycle of reincarnation. And the goal would be to break out of that. Now, that's just one theory. I don't know. I don't remember being on the other side, so I couldn't tell you what it's like. I don't have any memories of that, so I couldn't tell you on that one. But so, anyways, so we can incarnate into the world and have other soulmates there, and we may come across, 1, 2, 3 of them, 4 of them even. Now, I think when I really stop and think about this, I must have come across 4 of them so far. And maybe there's a lesson here to learn. And I don't really know. I don't really have all the answers to how this is going to play out. It gets more convoluted and complicated the more I go into it, but the twin flame thing just doesn't seem to fit the bill at this point. That I've kind of reconciled the part where, the separation part of it. I don't know how, the rest of this is going to play out. And I'll just keep doing videos along the way on this, but I can't really say for sure how it's going to work out with the present one. And I don't really know. And I'm not really even sure if that is actually what's supposed to happen. Now, when I talk about something like how it's supposed to happen, we have a choice in what we do in our life. Obviously, we have free will. And saying, well, it'll happen the way it's supposed to happen, that's usually the best way to do it, because the universe sometimes will guide us in the right direction when it comes to this. And that's what I try to seek. Well, anyways, video is going on over 10 minutes, so wrap this up really fast. But at this point, I don't really know. I know something's going to happen this summer. And actually, the summer is actually starting probably tomorrow, I think, or something like that. So this is going to be interesting.